Hey, there I am. Happy Harness Your Hump Day. It is January 12th, our second Wednesday in 2022. I hope everybody is off to a great start today. Real quick, want to throw something out there. First, I want to thank our sponsor for this week, which is Freedom Towing. They give 10% off for veterans. All you got to do is call 618-713-4833. Hopefully you don't need them, but if you do, they're the people to call when you need some help. You locked your keys in the car, your battery's dead, you're in the ditch, whatever the reason might be. If you need your car, your vehicle towed, or you just need some help, call over there to Walker Towing Tower. Walker, Illinois Tower. That's what I've called them. Walker, Illinois Tower. Not to be confused with Walker, Texas Ranger. We could get sued for that if we did that. So we don't want to do that. Today's Harness Your Hump Day is actually inspired by our very own office manager, Sky. Sky is an avid writer. She's got a lot of writing and she wants to do something with it. So when I was asking for ideas today, that's what she came up with. And I thought, well, how can I tie that in to digital marketing? Well, it's content. So what I want to talk about today is, what do you do with content, things that you've created? Maybe it's poems, maybe it's stories, maybe it's content, whatever it might be. What do you do with that if you don't have an outlet like music or a blog or social media to distribute it? At this point, it's really just sitting there, right? And it's for your own personal pleasure. But somehow it needs to have a life. And having a distribution channel is key in doing that. So I wanted to talk about three things today about starting a blog, a website, an influencer platform, whatever it might be. You have these ideas, you have this content, you've got all these great things, music, writing, art, whatever it is, you want to get it out there. So what do? The first thing that I'm going to suggest that you do is organize the content, right? So one of the things I like to do daily is read a devotion. And I'm working on writing my own devotion for divorced dads. And I've been organizing that into 365 days. And I'm trying to work slowly on what that's going to look like and how to package it. And sometimes I get so far in my head that I forget about the end user. So before, kind of a bonus one is, think about the content that you're writing and who it's for. Who is it actually for, and who's going to receive it, right? Your audience is huge when you're doing this. Now, once you have that, organizing it in a way that you can access it. So like for my devotions, it's organized by day. They've got topics. I wish it was the particular one that I'm reading is not necessarily reading the Bible in a year. This one's just a devotion with scriptures every day. So there's other things that you can do that we do here at Harness Digital Marketing, and that's create content calendars. So a content calendar is a monthly view of all the special holidays. We like to try to add in our clients' birthdays, anniversaries, something that's special to them. Then we start looking at organizing ideas of what the audience wants. What are they looking for, right? So does the audience want, if we're selling furniture, do they want to be sold furniture all the time? What does that audience still want, right? If you're writing blogs or articles, think about the audience that you're writing to and how can you organize that content, those blog posts, to go out in a manner that makes most sense. Well, for blogs, it's not only having that on the website for your SEO purposes, but it's also about having a distribution channel, which might be email, might be social media. We don't know, but you're going to get that article out there for them to read, because that's the goal, right? You want to educate, you want them to read or laugh or, read a devotion, feel better about themselves, or whatever it might be. That's the goal. The next step is step number 2. I felt like there should be some cameo music with New Kids on the Block with step 1, step 2, but I'll spare you the singing, and I probably, again, don't need another reason to get sued by New Kids on the Block. That would just be embarrassing. So step 2 is step outside your comfort zone with content. Now, we all get in this bubble of what we like, what we think is good content. But really, what it's about is trying to step outside those comfort zones and pushing ourselves to other areas. And sometimes the best way to do that is to get feedback. Now, time out. Time out. You don't want feedback from every willy-nilly that's on social media or emailing you back telling you what you need to do. When we're giving feedback or we're taking feedback, we need to store that in and see where that works with our overall goal of how we've organized the content and what our voice is. So if you're going to step outside your comfort zone, what I really mean is, are you really just kind of just passe, just going through the motions, or are you really diving deep into the topic that you really want to get out there for clients? Now, there's two ways to look at that. You can always go the comfort way, or you can always push the limits and do a Gary V, and you feel like your audience wants you to swear and just tell you how it is and kind of almost in your face, like a Jillian from The Biggest Loser. I mean, that's the one that a lot of people wanted because they wanted that pushing. But we all have our own way of interacting and dealing with people. So if that works for you, which kind of would work for me being a military person, then go for it. If you kind of want the nurturing, then maybe you should get some feedback from some people that really know you, really best friends that are going to be open and honest, but not brutally honest, right? So the other idea with this content and getting feedback is it helps you really dive deep into what areas do you want to talk about in that. There's always the surface level content, and then there's that deep down, we need to talk about this, but I don't know if I'm the right person to do it, or I don't know if my audience will like it, or I don't know if this is the best fit, right? Well, when you take time to research and when you take time to reflect, that's when you'll realize if that content and stepping outside your comfort zone is really going to be beneficial, not only to your followers, but for you. Because I really believe, I'm a firm believer that not only the blogging or the songwriting or the poetry or the writing a book, or in my case, a devotion, whatever it might be, it's also benefiting you as well. If we want to be completely honest, we know that we're doing some of this stuff just to kind of, for us, it's kind of a release, or it's a let go, or we want to help people, whatever it is, part of us is in that. And if we want it to be the best it can be, we really have to put our true selves into that content. Now, that might sound really deep when you're a digital marketer and you've got 5 or 10 clients. How much of you or how much of the client can you really put in there? But I'm going to challenge you and say, yeah, we really have to challenge our clients too to really get outside their comfort zone with the content. I use this saying a lot, but sometimes not only ourselves, but business owners can't see the forest because of the trees. And that's so true. Sometimes we're our worst enemy when it comes to marketing because we think we know everything and we think we know what's the best content and what everything is. And we have value and we have experience and knowledge, but sometimes we're too far in the forest. We can't see the trees. Now, the last tip, step 3, if you're keeping up with our step song with New Kids on the Block, step 3 is do not get focused on analytics. Sky said something to me, making it beneficial or making sure that it's good, or what did you say, Sky? You said something about making sure that it's worthwhile. Right. She said making sure that it's worthwhile. Well, here's the deal. What are you doing this for? I think that goes back to your goals and objectives of anything that you do. I think what it's worth is that one person. You always put content, in my mind, you always do something for one person. Imagine if that one person was, and God forbid that I said this, but what if that one person that was following you and that listened to you was Taylor Swift? Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. The reason I say that is because she's so popular, she has such a fan base. Whatever she says, whatever she does, it goes over really well, right? So imagine having an impact on that, or being the person that has the impact on the child that decides one day they want to be president of the United States, or the mother that decides to go out and follow her dreams and get a dream job, or the dad that decides to, because of your blog, spend a little bit more time at home, or join Boy Scouts with their son, or play Barbies with their daughter, or do something, or get help. No matter what it might be, if you're writing content for other people, I think the goal is not how many followers you have, how many likes you get, how many shares. It's really about the content and putting it out there to have its own life and to have its own breath to live. And I think that's really the point. And it's so hard. We're humans. We will still go back and look at that awesome post we did or that photo of us, how many people liked it. And then we do even worse. We click on the happies and the sads, and we see which ones liked it and which ones liked it with a heart and which one, and how many people shared. And we get wrapped up into those things with content, but but it really doesn't matter, because what we started out with was sharing our knowledge, sharing our experience out there. Put it out there, see where it goes, but don't get focused on the analytics. Now, that doesn't mean, if one person is seeing all your stuff every day, that you probably don't need to adjust your content. It probably means you need to get outside your comfort zone, and you need to get some of your friends, or you need to get some people to review your content to see what you can do to make it better. The biggest thing is starting. You have to start. If you don't do that, you'll never know. And I don't mean this like have no expectations, but you really need to have goals of where you want to go with this over time. And for some people, it's just share and be authentic and just see where it goes. And I'm going to tell you straight up, that's probably the best way to do it. When you go into it with a complete strategy, I'm going to do this and I'm going to hit this target and I'm going to make this money and I'm going to make that, it might work for some of you because you're that driven. But I think for the people that are really wanting a long-term goal with their content and a long-term process of being successful, I think you need to be authentic and organic and see where your content goes. So there's my 3 tips. Not brought to you by New Kids on the Block, because we don't want to get sued. That actually would be kind of cool if I got some cease and desist about referring to them or singing some of their songs. That would be awesome. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at, and I hope these little tips help you with content. And as we move on, I want to let everybody know that if you haven't already, please join and follow the Stars and Stripes SI Facebook group. It's on Facebook, and it is with Withers Broadcasting, Data Communications, and Harness Digital Marketing. We put this all together to highlight, promote not only veterans, but veteran businesses, veteran organizations. And there's some good stuff. If you go there, there's a major event announcement that was placed on the Stars and Stripes SI page. So go check it out. Hopefully you can join us next month for that major event. And it supports 2 veteran businesses, yours truly and Celebrations Event Center in Marion. Now, I have a final request. I know there's still some on there, and some of you will see this later. I recently started a project about 6 months ago for a local woman, and her story really moved me. It touched me, and it was a story that you weren't really expecting to hear, and I want to share that with you real quick, and I want to see if you can kind of help us out here. Her name is Gwen, and her family reached out to me for just some consulting and something I just wanted to volunteer to do. But this is Gwen. Let me put this up there. That's Gwen, and she needs a kidney. We have been working on some different platforms, and there's some bunch of different ways that you can go about helping Gwen. Obviously, the biggest one is going to the Facebook page, learning a little bit about Gwen, and checking out if you are interested in donating a kidney, what that process is. It's through St. Louis, through Barnes, and then there's a phone call. It's really not a bad process to start, but it is a process. And I just want you to get to know Gwen. Go to her Facebook page. Her family has been doing a really good job of updating it and kind of sharing her experiences and letting you guys know who she is and what her story is. She's got a very unique and very amazing story. So I don't want to tell it. I want her to tell it. So go to her page. You can go to Facebook and just type in a kidney for Gwen, and you will see her page and her journey. If you can, please help us out. If it's asking a lot to give a kidney. I understand that. But if God speaks that to you, or you just feel like you want to see if you can help, then do that. If not, like, follow the page, share the page, let people know, share with your church, share with your organization, see if there's someone out there. I believe that we're going to help Gwen, and I believe that we're going to make a difference in her life. So if you have a chance, go to the Facebook page. I've got it in the content, but that's Gwen, and she's amazing. Look at that smile. That's $1 million smile. That smile needs to be around for a lot longer. So go check it out, and I hope that you can help us out any way you can. All right? All right, everybody. As we finish and wrap up, don't forget, I want to thank our sponsor for this week, Freedom Towing. You can go over there to Freedom Towing on Facebook. 10% off for veterans. Call 618-713-4833. What you really need to do is put that number in your phone, put Freedom Towing, 618-713-4833, and that way when you need something or you just get stuck, or if you're like me, you're not a handyman and you need some help, I guarantee you, Walker, Illinois Tower, he will help you out. And if you pay him, slip him a little extra, give him a little tip, he won't let anybody know that he helped you out, and you can claim victory on your own. All right, guys? All right. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'll see you next Wednesday. If you have any topics, please let us know. And if you found this video to be educational, helpful, go down. We've got a link directly to our Google reviews. Give us a Google review. Let us know if we helped you out. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day, and peace be with each and every one of you.